A big milestone today. Today marks the 11-year mark since the start of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, also known as DACA. The program has paved the way for young immigrants in this country to gain access to better paying jobs and educational opportunities. But today, the fate of DACA still hangs in the limbo after it faced legal challenges during the Trump administration and from some Republican-led states. Now, 2 years ago, Texas Judge Andrew Hanen ruled that DACA was unlawful because the Homeland Security memo that created it didn't go through proper procedures. But the Biden administration submitted new DACA regulations. However, 9 states, including Texas, sued again, claiming that they've incurred hundreds of millions of dollars in costs from the policy. And so, again, here we are 11 years later in limbo with this program. So joining us to talk more about DACA and the people affected by this is Priscilla Wilcox with Jamie Barron, PC Immigration Attorneys. Priscilla, thank you so much for being with us.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So, it doesn't seem like this makes news headlines a lot these days. Just so people remember, we say that these are young immigrants who've come to this country. Some of them aren't so young anymore. This is the only country they've ever known. Perhaps they were brought here with a parent and have been here for a long time.
Absolutely. So some of the oldest DACA recipients are actually now about 40, 41.
Wow.
Because DACA obviously came in place in June 15, 2012. And at that point, you had to have been under 31 years of age in order to apply. So we're talking about a large range of individuals, some who are, just reaching 40, some of them who are much younger. And yes, brought here through no fault of their own as children. Some of them don't even speak their native language, have never visited their home country since they were brought here, have made their lives here, careers, gotten married, have small U.S. citizen children, and this is home to them. And
you mentioned that, they've made lives and careers here. We do hear, especially here in Texas, of, the state saying that, this group of people has cost us money, but they've also been, in many cases, contributing to the economy, doing vital jobs, nursing, doctors, et cetera, paying taxes and all of that. So there are two edges to this. And how many people are we talking about here total now?
Definitely. So we're talking about 600,000 people in the United States who are currently benefiting from the DACA program. And if we're talking about Texas alone, there's been estimates of if the DACA program is rescinded, we're talking about losing about 5,000 jobs a month over a period of 2 years. And estimates include that would be about 300 teachers a month, 400 healthcare workers a month. So we're talking about essential workers. And, it'd be a huge impact to the economy when and if this happens to be rescinded.
So what is the future right now, as far as, where you sit anyway, for this group of people known as the Dreamers? Again, we've had legal challenges tying things up. I think a lot of people thought that, this was going to get remedied a couple of times in the past few years, but it hasn't happened yet. Where does it all sit now?
So absolutely, litigation's been ongoing since 2018 when the first suit was brought forth, and it's been appealed to the Fifth Circuit. It's been since remanded to the lower court with Judge Hanen, Southern District Court out of Houston, and actually oral arguments were heard last week. Now, we don't know when that decision is going to come out. It could be any day. It could be a year from now. And so, unfortunately, the future of DACA is uncertain. And for those individuals with DACA, living every day, not knowing if today's the day that this program gets canceled and I'm left without status and I'm unprotected, it's definitely devastating.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that as we close out here. You deal very closely with this issue. You've met a lot of these people. What is that like for them, the daily not knowing if you're going to be able to stay or have to go?
It's excruciating. As an immigration advocate and an attorney who's been doing this for 10 years, I see it every day. It's extremely stressful to me. I can't imagine being in their shoes where this is your life and, trying to maybe explain to your young kids, Mom and Dad might not be here tomorrow because I might not be able to stay. So it's definitely, the immigration community is rallying to try to do what it can to put this now in Congress's hands to try to secure the future of DACA moving forward.
That's a lot hanging over the heads of many people here in this country. We'll keep watching the courts and Congress, but again, here we are 11 years later, and this is still in limbo. Priscilla Wilcox with Jamie Barron, Immigration PC Attorneys. Thanks for being on with us and updating us today.
Thank you for having me.